Every seller I sit down with asks me the same thing. What do we need to fix before we list? And my honest answer is always the same. Well, that depends. How much time do you have and what's your situation? And you know what almost everybody says next? I don't really want to fix anything. And then, great, then don't. You don't have to fix anything. You can sell your house exactly as it sits. You're just going to have to give up some price. That's the trade. Speed and convenience on one side, the top end of your number on the other. You don't get both. And then here's the part that happens almost every single time. There's a pause and they go, well, I don't have to move that fast. I've got some time. Right, and now we're having a completely different conversation. I made a free checklist that walks you through your own house room by room and tells you which of those two conversations you're actually in. The link's in the description, it's free, grab it whenever. Here's what I want you to actually take from this video, because it's the thing that almost nobody says out loud. There's no universal answer to what you should fix. There are two honest ways to sell a house, and they both work. And which one is right for you has almost nothing to do with your house. It has to do with your situation. If you've got time, there's a short list of cheap stuff that generally changes what you get. If you don't have time, you sell it as is and you price it honestly and you move on with your life. And both are fine. Both are normal, and I do both of them. The only bad version is picking one by accident. That's the seller who half preps, lists anyway, and gets quiet feedback, and then starts fixing things while the house is on the market, which is the worst of both. You spent the money and you didn't get the benefit. So let's take them one at a time, and let's start with the one most people are actually in, which is that you've got some time. This is going to be underwhelming, and I need you to trust me on it. Number one, declutter and pack. And I want to reframe this, because when I say declutter, people hear your house is a mess. And that's not what I'm saying. But here's the actual point. Packing is not extra work. You have to pack anyway. You're just doing it 2 months earlier than you planned to. Boxes stacked in the garage are not a problem. Boxes are a sign that somebody's moving. What you're doing is getting your stuff out of the way so a buyer can see the room instead of seeing your life. And number two, get a deep clean. Not a tidy up, a real one. The kind where somebody else does it. That is the single best dollar you will spend on your house before it goes on the market. And it's not close. Number three, and this one's almost embarrassing, replace your light bulbs, all of them, matching and brighter than you think you need. Dark rooms feel small and photograph small, and you have completely stopped noticing that your dining room has one working bulb out of 4. And then if you want to go a step further, paint, selectively, not the whole house, the bold color in the back bedroom, the hallway that's taken a beating, the accent wall you loved 5 years ago. And that's basically it. If you want to know where my ceiling is, the biggest jobs I've ever recommended to a seller are new flooring or carpet and paint. That's the top of my list. If what you're considering is bigger than that, it usually doesn't belong on a to-do list at all. It belongs in the price. And now, what if none of that is realistic for you? Because for a lot of people it isn't, and I want to be straight about that. You can sell it as is, and I don't mean a cleaned up version of as is, I mean actually as is. And I sold a condo once with pet stains all over the carpet. And I want to be honest about that one because it would be easy for me to tell it like the owner made some clever strategic decision, but they didn't. There was no money to replace the carpet. There was no money to clean it. They needed to be done with the place, and that was the whole situation. We priced it for exactly what it was. It sold, they moved on, that was the right outcome for them, and I'd do it again tomorrow. There's one rule, and it's the only one that matters. The price has to reflect the condition. A house that needs work will sit forever if it's priced like a house that doesn't. The same exact house, priced honestly, gets attention right away, because now a buyer is being handed a fair trade instead of being asked to pay for the repairs out of their own pocket. Buyers will absolutely buy a project, they just will not fund your remodel for you. In whichever lane you're in, do it before you list, not during. You only get one chance to be the hot house on the market. That first week or two is when you've got every serious buyer's attention at the same time, and you don't get to run that week over again after you finally get around to the painting. The checklist in the description walks you through your own house and sorts what you find by what it costs you. Most of it lands in the free column. Go grab it. And I want to leave you with something you can do this week without calling anybody, including me. Go answer one question honestly, with whoever you're moving with, not what you're hoping for. How much time do you actually have? Because that answer picks your lane for you. Everything else in this video is downstream of it. And most people have never actually sat down and answered it. They've just got a vague feeling about it, and then they make a bunch of expensive decisions on top of a vague feeling. Answer that one first, then walk your house, then decide. If this was useful, subscribe. I put out videos like this every week for people selling in Aurora and the western suburbs. I'm Gimpert with O'Neill Property Group, and thanks for watching.